Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir Style and Gods video. So in today's video, I want to show you a team that I've practiced. I tried a few things last night on stream when I did for the first time the Dungeons and Dragons storyline, the whole thing. And I got myself to the Ertu, the Baylor battle, and I was trying to see what are the options, like what can I do over here that can make this, a team that I guess is free-to-play relatable, but can also do some pretty decent damage. And you know what? I've tested different things with different DPSs, with different healers and whatnot, and this team was the one that I came up with. And I guess two of these heroes are free to play. Everybody can get Exandra, everybody can get Erich. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit easier. Like the team that I'm going to show you is going to be a little bit easier if you have been playing for a while, okay? So if you are something like, I don't know, maybe over a month in, close to 2 months in, when you already maybe open the Otherworld exploration as well, as it's gonna depend a lot on how much you have invested in your what are they called, elemental affinity, okay? That's gonna be a big difference between you actually doing enough damage or not with this specific team. The reason for that is, well, you cannot control the gear or anything. Like you cannot control anything over here when it comes to the gear or like, the presets or anything. It's basically giving you some, I don't know what's the right word, but assumed, I guess that's what they used. It's giving you an assumed number or like some assumed stats for your people, and then it just goes by that. Some of them might be really good, or some of them might be extremely bad. As a simple example, I was joking last night on stream that they basically nerfed Sigrid. Sigrid is really bad for this, okay? The Sigrid that we all love, and she is amazing most of the time, is actually completely useless over here because she's not built as a DPS, okay? She's just given accuracy, some survivability stats, and definitely that does not help us. What we need over here is obviously some good DPS, we need good tank. It also helps if you have some cleansing, like I'm using over here V-Cook, because the boss does some debuffs. It does like a defense penalty, it does the burns, and obviously that's gonna do a lot of damage to your team. It also is really important to keep in mind the positioning and the fact that if you have melee units, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult because the boss is gonna constantly put burn on the one that's in front, whoever's your tank. If you have two melees, obviously every time that they burn ticks, kind of same as in the flame domain, every time that burn ticks, you're going to be taking some damage, and everyone that's adjacent to them will be taking damage as well. So in my case, if I would have brought another melee unit, this would have been a lot worse. However, you can see that I can do 5 million, okay? This is not as you might not be as impressed, but at the same time, it's I guess this is a good damage, because if you think about it, by hitting the 5 million, you do get yourself 4 of the Hunter's Blade. So that's not a bad, that's not a bad damage. So if you go out and look a little bit exactly at the rewards, let's go in there. So if you click on this one, if you want to see the rewards, just click on this one over here. It says for 10,000 damage, you get 1 Hunter's Blade, for 500,000 2, for 1.5 million 3, for 5 million 4, and then for 10 million 5. So honestly, most people should be able to just hit this 5 million mark, because you know what, you might be lucky, you might have gotten some legendaries, or you might have gotten some better epics, some better damage dealers in here. And 10 million, I guess it's not that big of a difference in rewards by doing double of the 5 million. I'm obviously can do more because I'm using my legendary teams, they have good stats and whatnot. So I just wanted to show this team. You can get 4, and this is going to be pretty good because, well, you're going to be getting 4 every single day for, I think it is, the whole amount of the event, if we click over here to see, so for the whole 12 days. So keep in mind that you're going to keep getting yourself the Hunter's Blade. That's going to be currency that you will use in this in the special shop, which I have not seen exactly. What is that special shop again? Let me double check, because I'm being silly. Let me see. I'm guessing it should be in the exchange shop. Okay, there we go. Exchange shop, and it should be the token shop. So obviously, you're going to get some for doing the story. You're going to get some from doing the demon mark. But then you're going to get some other ones by doing the, Ertu, the Baylor fight. That's kind of like the most important one. And that's why we really wanted to show you that this team works so well. So let me just show you again exactly the team and the positioning. And I guess explain again why I'm using what I'm using. So First things first, Frurbath, he's an amazing tank. He brings you attack penalty, he brings you healing on his battle skill, and he also brings some healing on the passive every time he procs that. And the stats that they gave him is some enlightenment, some defense, some HP, no damage stats, good enough accuracy to land his debuffs. Then I have V-Cook. Honestly, I brought V-Cook in here for two reasons. One, for the cleanse, as I mentioned. I really want to cleanse off that defense penalty because it's the big version and it hurts. It hurts a lot. And then two, he also brings an attack penalty on the battle skill, and because he was given accuracy, that's going to help us a lot. Again, no damage stats, just survivability. Then number three, the free-to-play, most amazing rare that I did a video spotlight on, Hexandra. She's in there for the healing. They gave her at least some enlightenment and some attack, so that means her battle skill is going to heal pretty decently. And obviously, she's going to heal from her ultimate, okay? So this is, she's just in there for a healer. If you have something better, then go with that. But keep in mind, I try to keep the 5 element, okay? Because having that, I get the benefits of all of this one for every single one of them. And because I got to the point where I got to the 5 hero elemental affinity, I also get 20% more damage for having a full team of the same synergy, 39% more attack, and 5% more damage mitigation. This is huge. Like, this is gonna help you a ton if you actually got to that point. If not, you might just, you know, your damage might be a little bit lower, but you might have better heroes in there. You might just be bringing more epics than I am. Then we have Errtu, which is, well, Errtu is a free legendary. As long as you beat the Violet Dragon, you get him from the story. He's in there just straight up for damage. It would be better, obviously, if I had another wild hero, for example, instead of Eli. So I could bring maybe a Tunnel Lamb, but that can be tricky because he's melee. But if you had somebody like a Foley, you can bring in there. If you had somebody like a Felicity, so any other maybe ranged wild could help. But still, he's in there for the damage, and he's given an attack, yeah, crit rate and crit damage. So obviously the stats that we need. One thing that you do want to keep in mind, and I noticed, is the legendaries are going to be given a little bit extra stats. So, you know, I'm not sure if that's fine or not, but, you know, you're going to use the best people that you have. And then the last one in the team is the rare Eli. That's a damage dealer, just straight up damage. As you saw, he did some pretty decent damage. I have mine scrolled up. Maybe lots of you already have him built for Goblin or for your Poison team. He's actually pretty good as a rare damage dealer. He can do some good damage. He also brings attack up for himself, some poisons. Plus on the battle skill, he will do more damage if there's poisons out there. Also, he brings us increased attack in this battle. So that's gonna help. If I didn't have him, I would have to use the Enlightenment Aura from Hexandra. That would not help me as much. So, you know, this can help. But you know what? At the end of the day, maybe you could even swap out, instead of Frurbath, you can bring Horus if you don't have something better. But then you might need somebody else with attack penalty. You might have an Adolphus, which I do not have. He's gonna be really good because he brings shields, and every, you know, after the shield, he does some excess healing. If there's all these shields also, you can drop somebody like Hexandra, bring somebody else that's a DPS with attack penalty. So, you know, there's definitely going to be options. I just wanted to start off by showing you this team because I believe this is, you know, pretty much free-to-play relatable, as I guess, you know, you only need 2 epics, but you might have more. You might have some different ones. It all depends on having the synergy, having the right buffs and the right debuffs for the boss. You definitely, like I said, you need some healing. You need attack, you need attack penalties, some cleansing if you can, and then damage, as much damage as you can get. And let me just quickly show you Sigrid, like I mentioned, because she's not as good, unfortunately, for this fight, because she's not given crit rate and crit damage. So that's sad. If she was given like the same stats as Eli, she would 100% be in this fight. But because she is not, I'm not bringing her, unfortunately. And I guess this is the best, so, you know, this is how they nerfed Sigrid. They finally managed to nerf Sigrid in a sense of like, she's not as good for this fight. But anyway, this is going to be it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helps you and gives you an idea of how you can do your maximum damage for Errtu the Baylor. I'm going to try to keep play around and see what I can do for damage, maybe without using legendaries, but obviously I could bring some OP epics in there and whatnot. But you know what, if that's what you want me to see, if that's what you want me to do and show you guys, just leave it in the comments below, and then I'm gonna make a team with that's gonna be as a, I don't know, it's free to play relatable. I guess this is the, you know, the most free to play I could get for 5 million, but for 10 million He might just have to be no legendaries like I mentioned. But anyway, we're gonna leave it at this for today, guys. Leave it in the comments below also. How are you enjoying this so far? Because you know what? I'm loving it. This is a fun new dungeon to tackle. It was fun, the whole story. I love the whole thing. I posted yesterday a video showing like my whole 45 minutes of going through the story. I loved it. It was quirky. It was fun. It was intense. It's a nice story. And, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. But anyway, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.